my name's Kristen, and this is my first video, so please bear with me while I learn how to make videos. I'm going to make zucchini bread using this recipe that I've been using for a long time and that I've made a few little changes to along the way, and part of this zucchini that came from a neighbor. The first three ingredients are the eggs, sugar, and oil. I use brown sugar. That's called sanontou in Japanese. For the oil, I use canola oil. It's a little less than 1 cup. You could use less of sugar. The recipe says 1 cup, but less is fine. Half a cup of oil. I like to have the loaf pan ready because we're going to need oil in the loaf pan too. I also put in 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence, or you could say vanilla extract, I guess, which sadly didn't make it into the video, but it's in there already now. Next is the zucchini. I think about 300 grams unpeeled weight is the best. I went just a little bit over, but if you go over, it might not cook in the middle, so you need to be careful. Then I'll peel it. And now grate it into the bowl. So using a grater like this, it doesn't mean oroshi, not mush. We don't want to mush. We want it to be in little pieces. So like a cheese grater type thing. If there are any big seeds, I take them out, but I don't worry too much about the seeds. I don't think they're a problem. And I only make zucchini bread in the summer, really, because in Japan the zucchinis are too small and too expensive the rest of the year. Well, it's October now, but we're still getting them maybe a bit. Okay. Oh, now it's a good time to start the oven preheating. 180 degrees Celsius. And it's going to cook for about 55 minutes. It depends on the oven, but for my oven, about 55 or a little less than 55 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to go on to the dry ingredients. I know they're supposed to be mixed in a separate bowl, but I always just put them in the same bowl, and it seems to work fine. So it's 1.5 cups of flour. I use this flour, just normal flour, not bread flour. Wheat flour, it's called in Japan, I think. Something like that. So one teaspoon of salt. I try to sprinkle it around since I'm not mixing it separately. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. If it looks a little bit full, that's because this teaspoon is actually 2/5 of a teaspoon, not half, so I just do it a little bit full. So that was baking soda, which I've forgotten the name in Japanese. It might be juusou or something like that. I'll check. 1/8 teaspoon of baking powder. Again, I don't have a 1/8, I have a 1/5, so I just do it a little bit less. Seems to work fine. And 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. A tablespoon would be 3 teaspoons, so it should be about 1/2 of this because it's 1.5 teaspoons, but I usually use more. I like cinnamon. Okay, and then I mix that. I usually try to mix it on the top of it first. This is just my way of doing it. So that I don't have to use another bowl. So checking flour, salt, baking soda, cinnamon, and baking powder. Okay, we're almost finished. Walnuts. These are optional if you have people with allergies or who don't like nuts. It says 1/2 cup, but I don't know if this is 1/2 cup, maybe about. Okay, in they go. Oh, okay, the oven's ready. Coat the oil around in the pan, the loaf pan. The oil that was in there before, a little bit of oil. Okay, into the loaf pan. The whole thing usually takes about 20 minutes to get it ready. And then, like I said, it's going to bake for 55 minutes in my oven, although that's a little long, maybe. In my oven, a little less is better, I think. Into the oven. Let's see. Oven's all ready. Maybe I'll do it for 52 minutes. 53 minutes. Okay, it's ready. A little bit burnt on the top, not too bad. Now it needs to sit and cool for a bit before we can try it. Okay, it's time. I always have this with butter. Yummy Hokkaido butter. And it's good for breakfast or with tea or coffee, dessert. Ready to eat. Thank you for watching my first video.